Good morning, St. John's. I hope you guys are all doing well. This past Monday, we celebrated the life of Suze Mitchell, one of our beloved parishioners at St. John's. We did a memorial service, and I had a chance to reflect on her life. And one of the things that I was so moved by in Suze's life, and some of you who knew her knew this, that even though she died in her mid-50s, Suze was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 5, and she went through a really severe a period in her life where they weren't even sure if she was going to live or die. And Suze's entire life after that, and especially obviously since I've known her over the last 15 years, has been an example of someone who lived with an awareness, an acute awareness of the fact that life is a gift. Like I said, it wasn't expected for her to live through that as a young child, that diagnosis, and yet she did. And she lived with obviously physical struggles for the rest of her life, with health issues related to that diagnosis early on. But she lived life. It was like, what does life look like when you are aware every day that your life is a gift? That's how Suze lived her life. And one of the things that I wanted to bring to you today, because I'm assuming that many of you here have a kind of a lens, your own perspective on life, and what makes life worth living, and how to be an agent of change in the world. Every one of us has our own personality and our own ways in which we make this world a better place. But I wanted to share with you something that I found so inspiring about Suze, is that the way Suze lived her life and was an example to me of something that I heard many years ago. This is I heard this said down in the South, and I actually don't know how well known this expression is, but Suze embodied this for me, and this is what it was: pray as though it all depends on God, and live as though it all depends on you. Let me just say that one more time: pray as though it all depends on God, and live as though it all depends on you. I think that is a really beautiful way to express what the Christian faith and what a faithful life looks like. Is that on the one hand, we know that God is needed. I mean, like, that we can't do anything without God, that we need that divine intervention. We need the Holy Spirit active in our lives and changing structures in this world. And yet we also believe that God doesn't just do things for us, that we are called to live as though it all depends on us. And finding that kind of beautiful middle place of prayer and action is how Suze lived her life. And it's one that I feel like we need to be reminded of today. This past Sunday, the Reverend Sheila McGilton preached, and I was able to watch that sermon online, because obviously I wasn't in church with you all. But there was this moment where right in the middle of the sermon, she paused and she said, "Take care of each other, because all are not well." And that's what I want us to, I just want to echo that today. In the midst of everything that's going on in our culture, in our country right now, in our world, and where you are in your own life, in your own journey, and maybe you're struggling right now. And maybe you're on the other side, and you're like, you see people struggling, you know people are struggling, you're like, what do we do? I want to invite us today, in the spirit of Suze Mitchell, to pray as though it all depends on God, and live as though it all depends on you. So St. John's, let's take care of one another. Let's be the arms and the hands and the feet and the voice and the heart of Jesus. Let's change this world through love, because we know that we have been called and empowered to do this type of work. God bless you, St. John's. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.